Welcome to the technology series. As we had discussed, we'll today discuss primarily about how the pandemic has impacted and how technology played a major role in enabling business continuity. So, as a services expert, managed services expert, and cloud services expert, what is your take on it? How do you see it?
Yeah, so even as we spoke, so the main part is adaptation, or the main part is looking at services from your business standpoint. And sometimes you need a small incident or push to happen when you realize that this is important to our business or this is important to our day-to-day life. So we have been seeing good positive response towards the services discussion, or the security discussion, or maybe the business continuity or operation continuity discussion, what we used to do 2 or 3 years back. And now the response has been completely different. It has been like it has been accepted now as a plan, or maybe a business plan to have from organization standpoint of view.
So, what are the key technologies you adapted, or you feel that which helped you sail through this pandemic, or helping your customers and partners?
We sell technology. At the same time, we also use technology. And even though we sell technology and we understand technology better, sometimes we also need to adapt, and we start adapting few technologies which should have been done previously. So the pandemic was one such incident when we also realized that we might have done a little more in terms of the consumption of technology, or maybe the technology adaptation within our organization. So at the same time, we spoke to multiple companies, because it was all of a sudden the 100% of your workforce had to go home and start working from there. It is not that easy for enterprises who have thousands of employees, and almost 30% of them are operational, who work out of desk, who are not mobile. So shifting them to home and making them work within a short span of time is challenging. So
Correct.
You first start making all of them connect to the data center or the application what they have. And at the same time, you also need to look at the control of the data, control of the devices, because sometimes they start working from their own devices. Sometimes they start connecting from their own network because of the network issues. And you need to allow that initially to run your business. But gradually you need to look at those areas where you can look at the cyber security part of it, or maybe the data security part of it, endpoint security part of it. So there are multiple technologies what we adapted ourselves, as well as we helped our customers to use. Maybe side-to-side VPN, then multi-factor authentication, then endpoint security, endpoint backup, then slowly migrating few of their workloads to cloud as they started settling in from the work from home scenario.
What was the primary demand during this, when it started? What was the primary demand from enterprises? What you came across?
So the primary demand was around endpoint, because they wanted their workforce to start working and start doing the operational job, because that time it was also year end. It started in March, so
Correct.
They had many things to do. So primary demand was remote working setup. Then, as I said, gradually maybe within a month, the main demand was to look at the security part of it, because they realized now we have sent everyone home, let's secure them first. So that was the primary demand. After that, we started speaking about their endpoint backup, data security, data protection, and planning on a generalistic operational continuity plan, because business continuity plan previously used to have only DR or backup in mind. Okay. And looking at these kind of scenarios, it is not only limited to DR or backup. It can be anything. So you need to look at everything, starting from onboarding your resources to train them remotely. Remote HR to remote accounts to remote IT, remote sales, everything become remote. So The
Yeah.
terminologies are changing and it has changed a lot.